Good afternoon, guys. We are here in the CBS 42 Storm Team Weather Center. I'm Dr. Tim Coleman, meteorologist here at CBS 42, and we are looking at the potential for a severe weather event Sunday night into Monday morning. Now, this one looks more intense than the one we dealt with here last week, and but it's still 3 days away. So there are some concerns and questions about this right now, and we're going to show you what we know and tell you what we don't know, and we'll continue to get better at this and know more about this, so to speak, as the system gets closer. The system right now is out in the Northeast Pacific, so as it moves into the United States tomorrow, we'll get a better handle on it, but it does have the potential to be a significant severe weather event here in the southeastern United States, possibly even here in Alabama with tornadoes, straight line winds, lightning, and flooding rainfall. So let's take a look at a few weather graphics first, if you will, with me right now. We're looking at the radar and satellite across central Alabama, and there's just nothing going on out there. It is a beautiful Saturday out there. You would not know there's a big storm coming. So no clouds, no rain out there. Heading out this evening, if you're not staying in, watching the Alabama LSU game here on CBS 42, if you head out, it will be a very nice evening out there with temperatures in the 50s and plenty of clear weather. Now, we've got to get through a system tomorrow first. We're backing it out here. You notice this rain swirling around here in the Texas Panhandle into Oklahoma, coming out of Colorado. That's kind of the lead part of this system. That's a little lead upper level trough, as we call it. That will actually push through Alabama tomorrow. So we could actually have some, and likely we'll have some scattered showers tomorrow afternoon and tomorrow evening. That would be on Sunday afternoon and Sunday evening, but those will not be severe. We're just looking at some rain showers and things like that, some clouds tomorrow. So tomorrow definitely not as nice as today. But then if we go on further west, we look at what's going on. We've got a big jet stream coming in here into Oregon and Idaho, and this is what it's going to look like by Tuesday morning. Okay, this is the jet stream, first of all, at the upper levels. Big old upper level low centered up here in the Dakotas, and a huge trough centered right here through Kansas, Oklahoma, and Texas. We're on the east side of that trough. This is really a classic setup for severe weather in the southeastern United States. We've got a shortwave trough coming through here. That will produce the upper level conditions and wind shear we need for severe storms and potentially for tornadoes. Another thing we've got, now we're going down to the low levels. We will have a cold front. This is early Tuesday morning, around 3 or 4 in the morning. A cold front will just be entering northwest Alabama. It's going to have some pretty chilly air behind it, but out ahead of it, we're going to have southerly flow at low levels off the Gulf of Mexico, bringing in warm, moist air. I checked some of the sea surface temperatures out in the Gulf of Mexico. They're still in the upper 70s to near 80 degrees. So that's going to make some very humid and warm air, and we're going to be tapping into that, bringing that up into Mississippi and Alabama during the overnight hours Monday and into Tuesday morning. And that is what concerns us. We have all this moisture and warm air coming up from the south at low levels. Then we have, the thing I just showed you, this jet stream with this cold air at upper levels. So when you put those two things together, you get unstable air, which can lead to thunderstorms. The other thing we have is wind shear. With that big upper level system coming through, we're going to have a lot of wind shear out there. Now, wind shear can serve two purposes. Primarily, the wind shear can cause storm rotation. Wind shear, it sounds complicated. Really all it is the wind changing direction or speed with height. So the wind is blowing like this at a low level and blowing faster and like this at an upper level. It kind of creates some spin in the atmosphere. Storms can tap into that, and that can cause them to rotate. So that's why we're concerned about the possibility of tornadoes with this Sunday night and Monday. The other thing that wind shear can do is simply help keep thunderstorms going. The biggest limiting factor, all of us here at the CBS 42 Storm Team have been talking about, we've been emailing and talking about this since yesterday, the limiting factor could be the amount of instability. We do have that southerly flow coming in off the Gulf, bringing in the warm, humid air. We just don't know. With it being November, our days are short. We only have about 11 and a half hours of daylight, so it's not like April when you have 13 hours of daylight to really heat the atmosphere up during the day. The one concern is instability. We may not have enough unstable air to keep those thunderstorms going. It's also coming through here at night and early Tuesday morning. That is not the primary time that we get severe weather and tornadoes here in Alabama. It can happen, and that's why we're concerned about this, but it's not the primary time. So that's the limiting factor right there. But we're going to know a lot more about this as we go into tomorrow. But this is something to take very seriously. Again, that's why we're going ahead and issuing a weather alert day for Tuesday. And that really is for late Monday night and Tuesday morning. This whole thing should be over by lunchtime on Tuesday. So for Election Day, you should be able to get out and vote. We encourage you to do that, and you should have plenty of good weather in the afternoon to go out and do that. But we're going to go ahead and issue a weather alert day, which means we feel that severe weather is a significant possibility here in the CBS 42 Storm Team viewing area here in central Alabama. Now, this is a map from the Storm Prediction Center out in Norman, Oklahoma. They talk about severe weather risk, and this is their outlook for Monday night and Tuesday morning. You see an enhanced risk of severe weather over most of northern Mississippi, western Tennessee, eastern Arkansas, and northwest Alabama, coming down to about Walker County. It includes Pickens and Tuscaloosa County, Walker County and Coleman County, and points north and west. Then surrounding that, this yellow area is a slight risk of severe weather. That goes all the way down. It does include Birmingham, Anniston, and Gadsden. Goes all the way down to about Alexander City, Selma, and then on down nearly to Mobile. Now, the significance here is that they issue these enhanced and slight risk areas at the Storm Prediction Center usually for the next day. They don't often do this. Haley is filming for us. Haley Townsend, our digital director. I appreciate her down here filming. Yeah, they don't normally issue enhanced risks or even slight risks 3 days out. Normally, they save those for the next day. So the fact that they're issuing this indicates that the people at the Storm Prediction Center out in Oklahoma, those are people kind of like myself for 13 years working at UAH, did research on tornadoes. That's what they do. That's all they do. And they are very concerned about these areas here from West Tennessee, Northwest Alabama, into northern Mississippi, starting Monday afternoon back here around the Mississippi River, and then Monday night and Tuesday morning as it moves into Alabama, for the potential for, damaging straight line winds, first of all, intense lightning, tornadoes, and I didn't put this in the graphic, but also potential for some flash flooding. There's going to be a lot of moisture in this storm, so we could even get some flash flooding concerns with it. But it is remarkable, to us here at CBS 42. I was talking to Nate Harrington and Sarah Canty this morning. We had kind of a conference call, and it is pretty impressive that the Storm Prediction Center is actually going ahead with an enhanced risk 3 days away. That's fairly rare for them to do. So they're very concerned about this, as we are. Now, I was explaining to Haley right before we started this Facebook Live, we will know more about this system tomorrow. Right now, the jet max, so to speak, that's going to cause all this is still in the northern Pacific Ocean. We don't have much balloon data on it. We have a lot of satellite data on it, but it's at a very high angle because it's so far north. The satellites are over the equator. And thirdly, we don't have it in our U.S. radar network. So by tomorrow, that jet stream will get into parts of Washington, Oregon, Idaho, California, those states out there, and we'll start to get a better look at it with the United States on land weather equipment, the radars, the upper level balloons, wind profilers, things of that nature, and the computer models will be able to then do a better job of forecasting this. But this is our best guess right now, and if I were drawing this, I would draw it about like this. So basically the biggest risk here in Alabama is just northwest of Birmingham. So we're talking about counties like Coleman, Walker, Fayette, Lamar, Pickens, Tuscaloosa, Winston, and Marion, over into Coleman counties, that in our viewing area, and then further north up towards Huntsville and Florence. That's the biggest risk for severe weather. And looking at our 7-day forecast, I'm just going to pull up the first 3 days of it right now. We see we're going to have some showers tomorrow afternoon with a high of 70 degrees, but again, not a big deal tomorrow. Just a few showers, more clouds than today, so not a great day. And even during the day on Monday, I say a chance of storms, about 50%. Most of that will be in the afternoon and into the evening, but if we do get some thunderstorms Monday afternoon and evening, we're going to have to watch out for the possibility that they will be severe because some of that warm, humid air will already start moving in by Monday evening. But the time period we're really concerned about here in Alabama would be between about 11 p.m. on Monday through, say, 7 a.m. on Tuesday. And that's why we have issued a weather alert here in the CBS 42 Storm Team Weather Center. That was unanimous with Sarah, Nate, and I. And, that means that this is an intense situation with the possibility, again, of strong to severe thunderstorms, heavy rain, lightning, straight line winds, tornadoes, and things of that nature. You'll see the chance for thunderstorms 90%. You notice the temperature is not moving much either. 69 Tuesday morning, 73 during the day on Tuesday. And, that is another reason that we're concerned about the severe weather. The temperature and dew point are not going to be that different, meaning that the cloud base will be very close to the ground, which often means a higher risk for tornadoes given all the other parameters. So, in other words, the bottom line here, and I'll back up to that severe weather risk, this is a situation where it's still developing. Things could still change. This risk could slide southeast. It actually could be pulled further up to the north and west. We're looking at 3 or 4 major computer models right now. The NAM, the GFS, and the European are the 3 that we're primarily looking at. The thing that is making this a little more certain is that the NAM model and the European model are in agreement on this solution right here with some tornadoes and damaging winds throughout this area. And, the outlier, if you will, is the GFS model, which is the American long-range model, but it did not handle the last weather event we had very well. So the NAM and the European did. So right now, we're just kind of going with consistency. The ones that handled last week better, we figure they'll handle this week better as well. They have a better handle on the atmospheric dynamics right now. So the possibility, again, for damaging straight line winds, lightning, possible flooding, and then we could see some tornadoes. And this is, again, Monday night, probably starting after 10 p.m. and going all the way into the morning hours on Election Day on Tuesday. The whole thing, again, should be out of the Birmingham area by around lunchtime on Tuesday. But this is a situation you really need to keep an eye on because of the possibility of tornadoes. It's the first significant chance for tornadoes we've had since April. So it's been about 7 months since we've had a real chance for tornadoes and severe weather. So we really want you to take a look at it. And with that, do we have any questions coming in?
We do. You've addressed the timing already, but Peggy wants to know what the Torcon indicator is.
The Torcon,
yeah.
That is something that is done by another TV network that I am very good friends with the guy who does that, but I do not know what that number is because that is their copyrighted thing. Yes.
Gotcha. All right, well, other than that, Denise says, thank you for keeping us informed. Mike wanted to know how early it's going to start, which we said about 11 p.m. on Monday.
And we could even see some scattered thunderstorms on, Monday afternoon and evening.
Okay.
Those could be on the strong side, but the big dynamics for tornadoes would be coming in Monday night and Tuesday.
Gotcha. All right.
All right, well, I'm Dr. Tim Coleman here in the CBS 42 Storm Team Weather Center. Be sure to tune in. I'm going to have a complete update on our website. I'm going to write that up. That will be up in about 1 hour. We will have numerous updates over the weekend. Taylor Plott will be here in the morning with your weather from 5 a.m. to 7 a.m. I'll be back tomorrow evening at 5:30 and 10. So make sure to go to our website, go to our CBS 42 app, and tune us in here on the air.
I've got a question. Will you do another Facebook Live tomorrow? I won't be here, but can you maybe hop on? What time does the news end tomorrow?
I think the news, we have a 5:30 to 6 o'clock news, so we could do it I can do it right after the 6 o'clock news.
Right after the 6 o'clock news. So y'all come back and join Dr. Tim. It might be selfie style, since I won't be here, but
and hopefully Haley will show me how to do this through the Channel 42 website, so I'll make sure to do it right. But yeah, tomorrow night at 6 o'clock, that sounds good.
Great.